Hi everyone, it's Fiona Edgar here. This is a video about the astrology of March. It is really unusual. We have so many things going on that I need to speak to you about today. Now, I'm going to go over some of the basic astrology that's happening this month. We do have a Jupiter and Chiron conjunction happening on March 12th, which is really going to kind of dominate everything. As well as that, Pluto changes signs, Saturn changes signs, Mercury and Venus and Mars. So we have a lot of change this month. I am going to talk about each sign individually and how the Jupiter-Chiron conjunction is going to affect you, because that seems to be a really big deal here. But overall, we are going to see a lot of change. Nothing is ever going to be the same again. That's kind of the impression that I'm getting with this astrology. So tomorrow, which is March 1st, we have a Venus-Jupiter conjunction in Aries. A lot of passion, a lot of fireworks, stuff going on in terms of our relationships, the way that we relate to each other. That should be going well. However, March 2nd to 3rd, we do have a Jupiter-Chiron conjunction, and that is going to be a wounding kind of energy. Old wounds, old aggravations, maybe some arguments and stuff from the past that pop up again. But overall, it can be quite healing. Chiron is known as the wounded healer. That's what he's most famous for, really. And Chiron was adopted by the god Apollo and his sister Artemis, the goddess. And he never fit in anywhere, but he learned how to be an astrologer, a healer, a poet, a musician, all of these beautiful skills. So even the actual object, Chiron itself, astronomers cannot decide whether it's a comet, whether it's an asteroid. It doesn't seem to fit into any category. And Chiron is a lot like that. And Chiron people are like that. And at the moment, it's like these categories that we are all supposed to be in, liberal or conservative or folkish or nationalist or whatever. There's such a huge thing about all of those. There's a lot of angry energy, and different groups are at each other's throats. And of course, we have that war going on, which is another big thing. So the comet ZTF also that I mentioned, the visibility, I think it was last month, I can't remember, I've made a video. That in itself heralds some kind of societal changes. When we see a comet visible in the sky, it means something really big is going to unfold in terms of the changes within the society that we live in, the world. And of course, we can kind of see that now. We're living in a weird time full of artificial intelligence and all kinds of things going on. So this is going to add to all of this astrology will give us another piece of the story. The war in Ukraine could be, there could be other countries getting involved or expanding upon. I don't know. My own country, I do know, Northern Ireland is experiencing its Chiron return. So that happens every 52 years. And I did make a video a year ago saying that exactly at this time, I could expect some kind of big change within Northern Ireland, and it could involve terrorism. And actually, I was right about that, because I think it was a couple of days ago or last week, there was a police officer shot in front of a group of children. So kind of like a return to the old wound, the old days. But anyway, so this astrology, it's kind of saying we need a new life. We're going to get one no matter what. So let's talk some more about this Jupiter-Chiron conjunction. Jupiter is in Aries, Chiron is in Aries. This is exact on March 12th. So what can we expect from that? It's an explosive energy. Jupiter expands the sign that it's in. If there are any aspects to other planets, they're greatly exaggerated. So with this conjunction, the exaggeration and the stuff that's blown out of proportion, and it's a huge drama and a big deal, has got to do with Chiron. Chiron would be your old wounds, stuff from the past that is coming up into the surface again for you to deal with so that you can heal it. Jupiter is in Aries. Aries rules the head. One of my family members, a close family member, is actually dying at the moment of a brain tumor. So that's been my Jupiter Chiron thing that's going on. But you will notice it differently within your own life because you have a different chart. But we could see more accidents to the head, things going on with the head in particular. So do take care around this time, really starting now, because we're starting to feel it now. But it will be most intense on March 12th, and we will feel it for a week or two afterwards. There could be some more things to do with violence or war. I mean, it could be in my own country, it could be in another country, I don't know. But this is happening at 14 degrees of Aries. So check your chart and see which house you have that degree in. The cardinal signs, so Aries, Libra, Cancer, Capricorn, those signs are going to be kind of affected the most here, but we will all be feeling this one way or another. So Jupiter conjunct Chiron is this kind of aggravation, lots of wounds coming up. There could be violence, there could be a lot of conflict with others, but it's really going to, on a personal level, probably not global, but on a personal level, there is a real opportunity of healing here for you, especially when it comes to stuff, I call them the Chironic arts, ancient wisdom, natural medicine, astrology, the natural sciences, and stuff that isn't really popular nowadays in terms of healing, writing, music. All of that is going to be stimulated around this time. So we'll just see how that plays out on a global level anyway. So there's so many planets changing signs this month. So on the 16th of March, Venus is switching over to Taurus. This is where Venus is happy. She is in domicile in Taurus. So you could be finding that even if you have a big flare-up of drama going on because of the Aries planets, you will reach a more stable place in terms of your relationship once you get all of the old garbage and tempers and aggravation out of the way. So Mercury changes signs on the 19th. The Sun changes signs on the 20th, 21st. This, of course, is the spring equinox. So the spring equinox is the astrological new year. It's the real new year. And of course, the Sun enters Aries on the same time as we have a spring equinox. This is why Western tropical astrology is not out of alignment with anything, because it is not sidereal. It is not based on the stars. It is based on the seasons. So when the Sun enters Aries, it's like a fresh new beginning. Actually, if you're going to make some New Year's resolutions, this would be the ideal time to do it, because Aries is about being motivated, energized, getting your stuff done. Of course, people will have shorter tempers. We may be feeling more impatient, but you're not going to be sitting around not knowing what to do with yourself. You will be taking action. Physical exercise is a good idea at this time because it will help you to release some of that energy. You know, if you have any projects that you need to get done or you need to start, you will find the motivation this month. So Mars changes signs from Gemini finally into Cancer. Now, Mars was in Gemini for 7 months, and that is because we had the retrograde, we had the shadow periods. Now, Mars actually is not very happy in Cancer. She becomes more passive aggressive. She becomes more ruled by her emotions. And we will find that we are hurt more easily by people, even if they're not kind of intending to. Mars in Cancer can also represent changes or conflict within a family. So we have that going on. And then super important, these two I will make separate videos on because they are such a huge deal. Pluto has been in Capricorn since 2008. Now, that is a long time. It's going to be switching over to Aquarius on March 23rd, which is a huge deal. And then we actually have Saturn is going to enter Pisces on March the 7th. Like I say, these are so big, I will make separate videos on them. But everything is changing. Society is changing. This is indicated especially, yes, by the comet, but also Pluto entering a new sign, because it doesn't happen very often. Saturn entering Pisces, well, yeah, this is all kinds of changes connected to pharmaceuticals, drugs. It can be about diseases. Also, it is about being able to see things realistically, the world realistically, your relationships, because Saturn is bringing a very sobering energy here to Pisces. Pisces can be about fairies and pixie dust and, you know, a beautiful dream that isn't necessarily true, but Saturn is going to bring a reality check here. So yeah, all kinds of things going on this month in March, and it is good to be prepared for unexpected changes and all kinds of things going on. I'm going to talk about each of the signs individually briefly, what you can expect in particular from this Jupiter Chiron conjunction. If you enjoy these videos, you can support me on Patreon. I'll leave the link below. But for Aries people and Aries rising, what's your rising sign also, as well as your sun sign and your moon sign if you were born at night. So for Aries people, this is all the Jupiter Chiron conjunction is happening in your first house. Now, this is about a whole new identity. Something is coming that is going to change you forever in a big way. This kind of spring energy is just permeating your physical body and everything to do with your life. It's very exciting. Aries people are good with change. You need to have change in your life to be happy, but something is coming along that will change your identity. It may involve an aggravation of some old wounds, but working through these, you're going to experience immense healing. For Taurus people, the Jupiter Chiron conjunction is occurring in your 12th house. Now, this can be about repressed memories from the past coming up. It could also involve a foreign country, since the 12th house is connected to foreign countries. It could also be about certain fears that come up or wounds from the past that you had totally forgotten about. And you feel wounded again, but again, you will experience a lot of healing. You may be feeling very tired at the moment. You may be needing more sleep than usual. So please be gentle with yourself with this energy. This is because you can prepare yourself then for when Jupiter enters your sign. That's at the end of May, and you will be feeling more energized. But for now, you need to have more sleep and more rest. So for Geminis, the Jupiter Chiron conjunction is happening in your 11th house. The 11th house is your friends, subcultures, any kind of groups that you belong to. So Gemini gets along well with Aries. This should be quite good for you, although you may feel some kind of wound about a friend, or you feel hurt by a group of people. But again, this will move you along into a new beginning where you experience healing. So for Cancer, this may be a bit of a tricky energy, because Cancer and Aries make a square, which is harsh. It's a bit of drama that you will have to deal with. This is happening in your 10th house, your career, your reputation, your marital status. Something is going to happen here. Some change is coming in a big way. So you could also be very motivated to reach your goals at this time in terms of your career. You know, maybe for the past year, you've been, especially when Jupiter was in Pisces, feeling really tired and just thinking, God, I can't be bothered with this. But something is coming for you. It can be a great opportunity for your career, with a little bit of drama that goes with it, but ultimately really good for you. So for Leo, And Leo rising, the Jupiter Chiron conjunction is in your 9th house. This is the house of your beliefs. What do I believe in? What are my religious beliefs, spiritual beliefs, political? Also your connection with foreign countries and foreign people and any kind of studying. This is a great time for studying astrology, for natural medicine, for any kind of course. It will greatly benefit you. Now with Chiron there may be some wounding, but you can move past that. And Leo gets along with Aries. So overall, this is going to be good for you. So for Virgo people, the Jupiter Chiron conjunction is happening in your 8th house. The 8th house is about, it can be about death. It can be about sorrows. 8th house is about sorrow. It's also about transformation. To a lesser extent, it is about joint intimacy, sex, joint finances, loans that you have, inheritance. So you will be experiencing some kind of dramatic change here. Of course, with Virgo, it can be a death, or it can be some kind of illness or sorrow, or the death of something, a relationship, or the death of your old self. Because the 8th house is like the underworld. There are some demons that you have to fight to get to your sense of healing. So for Libra and Libra rising, the Jupiter Chiron conjunction is happening in your 7th house of partners, relationships. It can also be clients and people, business partners, anyone that you have a one-on-one relationship with. Now, in romantic partnerships, if you're in one, there may be a wound that comes up that's greatly aggravated by this conjunction. Work through it. Try to cool your temper and not have a massive fight with your partner, but something will come up. It could be something from the past, and it can be something that is very wounding to deal with, but it can also bring healing into your relationship. Whatever this is, getting it out in the open will enable you, as well as your partner or your business partner, to have a new beginning. So for Scorpio people, this Jupiter Chiron conjunction is happening in your 6th house. Now this could be a head injury. It could be some kind of pain in your head, your tooth, even your sinus cavities. There may be some kind of issue there in terms of your health. It doesn't have to be something really serious. Please don't worry. You may just have a sinus infection, or a bit of pain in your tooth, or something going on with your head, migraine if you're prone to those, or headaches. But the 6th house is also about your daily schedule, your daily routine. There's something going to change here quite dramatically. It could be the way that you get to work. It could be the list of tasks that you have every day. Just all of a sudden they change. So for Sagittarius, the Jupiter Chiron conjunction is in your 5th house. The 5th house is about romances. It's where we have fun. It's a really fun house, and Sagittarius and Aries get along. So this should be quite good for you. It's also about creativity and really a lot of self-confidence here. You will be feeling more confident. You will be feeling that you have a very romantic connection with your partner. You're having fun with them. There could be some problems with your kids. Because Chiron is involved, there may be some issues to deal with. What it is, I don't know. You have to look at your individual chart. These are just general things. But one of your kids may be upset or having a bit of an issue, getting bullied at school or something along those lines. But overall, this is a great time for you to really get your creativity stirred. Your creative juices are really flowing here. How can you put that to good use? What can you make? What can you create? And with all that fire energy, it's a great time for you to be in the spotlight and getting recognition for the skills that you have. So for Capricorn people, the conjunction is falling into your 4th house. This is the house of your home, your family, but also the past and your ancestry. So there may be something connected to your family that is aggravated all of a sudden, or you haven't thought about this problem with your family for years, and all of a sudden it rises its head again. There could be conflict within your family. You could also be doing something to your home, renovating it. Pluto is leaving your sign and going into a different sign. So you have been undergoing this very profound, deep transformation since 2008. So that's kind of ending now. Maybe you will move home. Maybe you will make sense of wounds that your parents gave you, or there was some abuse within your childhood. This is a real chance for you to heal that. So Aquarius, the conjunction is falling into your third house. The third house is about your brothers and sisters, if you have any. It's also about your vehicle that you drive. It's about, you know, some workings of your mind, your intellect, the way that you communicate. So you're going to get a big boost here with Jupiter in Aries. However, there is some wound connected to all of those things. The third house is also about your neighborhood that you live in. I mean, this Jupiter Chiron conjunction in Aries is kind of a classic aspect when it falls into your third house for problems with your neighbors. Music too loud, aggravations, barking dogs, whatever it is. But you should be able to get that sorted with the healing Chironic influence. So finally, we have Pisces, and Pisces people, this conjunction will fall into your second house. This is about your finances, your money, your personal income. So with Jupiter going through there, you probably did notice, or at least feel motivated to earn more money again, to become more financially stable. So you will have a lot of energy to put into that. You will be having some good ideas, because Jupiter in Aries just wants to get stuff done. It's not going to sit and wait and sit on the fence. It's like, no, I want this now. But with Chiron there, you may not be able to have it now. There may be some planning. Also, this Jupiter-Chiron conjunction in Aries could make you regret some big purchases that you have made, maybe like over the last few months, and you see your credit card bill, and then there's like a little bit of a problem. So time to, yes, get motivated to make money, make great plans for the future, but also you may be dealing with some things or some mistakes that you made recently in terms of your credit card or your spending. So that's pretty much it for the astrology for March. Yes, it is going to be a bit mental. There are going to be a lot of changes, both personally and societal changes and global. But we are prepared for that. Astrology helps us to know when the bad times are coming. It also helps us to know when they are going to end. So yeah, don't worry, guys. It's going to be an exciting ride, that's for sure. So that's it. I hope you're all well. I'll be back again soon.